Hey everyone, this is not the video that I actually wanted to film today. I went to the plot this morning with the intention of showing you guys the beautiful floral zinnias. They look really good now that they are a little bit more open. But when I got there, I had my first rat sighting of the season. I know, I got so disappointed and so frustrated that I ended up not even filming anything, because if you're new here, we had to deal with a rat problem in the plot last year. I almost gave up on gardening there because I did not want to keep battling them. But I was hopeful that this year we wouldn't have them. So I ended up taking a class last year with the New York City Rat Academy, because obviously rats are a very big problem in New York City. And that was for gardens and gardeners. So I did, take a bunch of notes, and I was even planning to film a video about it now about this time, because that's when we probably would be having rats again in the garden. And I kind of didn't get a chance to do it, to be honest, because this month of May is so busy with all the plantings and all of that. So out of the plantings now done, it's June, and I was just thinking about it, and then I got there and I saw a rat. So I am not happy about it, to be honest. I did not want to deal with them this year. I was going to film a video to share what I learned with you guys and try to help other gardeners that might have to deal with. But now we're probably gonna be looking in real time what's gonna happen with us dealing with the rats this year at the plot. So I saw two really big rats. They were about this big, they're huge, and they had a brown coating on them, which is interesting because on the New York City Rat Academy class say that when you see rats during the day, they're usually juvenile rats, so they're not up there into the hierarchy yet. So the younger, smaller rats come out during the day, but these guys were huge. So I'm thinking I don't know what's happening over there, but it was very early in the morning. Granted, it was by sunrise, but still, I did not want to have seen them there. But I was surprised by honestly how big they were. Last year we saw mostly smaller rats. They were rats. New York City rats are huge, which I think this species is the Norway rat, like the brown rat. So but they were huge, they were really big, two of them going together. So I'm like, I hope they're not a male and a female trying to build a nest and make tons of babies, because last year we had a lot, like a litter. I didn't even like talking about it. We had a lot of baby rats in the garden when we came back from our vacation in August. So here's what we're gonna have to deal with this season. I'm super frustrated. I'm not very happy about it. I was excited to grow some nice stuff there this year. I kind of almost had forgotten how I felt about it, that rat situation last year, because I was hopeful. Spring came and I planted everything and things are doing so well in the garden this year, and then boom, we get hit with a big problem again. So it's not always flowers, right? I made this beautiful arrangement here with the flowers from the backyard. I harvested the dahlias, they're so pretty, and some of the snapdragons and the Blackspora to cheer me up a bit after I got frustrated this morning. And just wanted to share everything with you guys, because I want to be honest here, we do have problems. Gardening is not all good, the good stuff, and that's something that I do not like to deal with, because rats also can transmit disease. Aubrey, my friend that you've been seeing in the videos here, she actually has gotten leptospirosis from rats before, and unfortunately she's also dealing with some rats in her backyard this year again. So she told me the rats are really bad this year, and I believe it because last year we were in an all-time high ever, like rats in New York City, and apparently I hope this year is not going to beat that. It's going to be even worse, but it's kind of early for us to be seeing them in early June. So we're going to have to address that. I don't want to entirely give up, obviously, because the garden is looking amazing. And even though I do not like dealing with them, I'm going to have to find a way to deal with them. So I will make another video for sure now, talking about the measurements, what we're going to do, what I will list the things that I've learned on the class. I'm going to have to be cleaning out some stuff in the garden. I kind of see what's going on in there, and I noticed that I have sort of slacked on the brush cover and some other things, but we'll leave that for a specific video later, so that can be helpful for people that might be also dealing with rats this year. But in a more positive note, because we gotta talk about good things too, I am planning to do a New York City Gardeners, Urban Gardener series here in this channel, that I'm going to show other gardens other than my own here, to maybe inspire people and show how, you know, how people do different uses of spaces, what they do in the gardens that, you know, work for them, because you know how gardening is so dynamic and there's so many ways to do things and a lot of them work. I really wanted to do that to make it more helpful for everybody that watches in here, and I have already filmed my first one. Now, since starting the garden club, we have lots of members and we got all kind of close. Some of us got very close, and I asked if some members were willing to show their gardens, and most of them said yes. They're very excited about it. The first one's going to be Chris. Chris has an amazing garden just a little bit north of the city. He's in Yonkers, but to me, I consider the city too because it's so busy over there. But he has a backyard garden that's absolutely stunning. He did an outstanding job with making that place look nice. I'll put a few pictures in here as a teaser so you guys can see the beautiful job that he has done in there. And he was happy to tour the garden around with me. I have actually just finished editing that video, so that's going to be coming up next. I still have to do some finishing touches, so today's Tuesday. I'm posting this right after I film tonight, and then maybe Chris' video come on Thursday. So you'll be seeing a beautiful garden tour by then, and I'll try to post some other updates on the weekend. So our garden club has been really good. I want to talk about that a little bit too. I was going to talk about that while I was showing the zinnias this morning, but that didn't work out. But I wanted to say that we had an in-person meeting, and I hosted a plant and seed swap here in my backyard and was able to meet a lot of people in person. We ended up creating a group, like a chat, online chat group that was very active and we talked to each other a lot there. But it was very nice to actually, you know, put a face to a name and see a lot of people in person, and I really enjoyed having, you know, everyone over, and everybody was nice, and most of the people had food and drinks, so it was very nice. And we took a little tour of the plot after. I was able to go there and then kind of give a little garden tour and talk about it in real time, and you know, show everybody around, and that was very nice. And I'm so happy that happened before I saw the rats in there, because that would, I would have been kind of frustrated, or I would have cleaned up a lot more before everybody's seen it, and maybe it won't look as nice and lush because it's looking beautiful there not right now, but I might have to do some cleaning and space things around a bit more than it is spaced at this moment. So I also got some nice exciting things in the plant swap. So I got this beautiful hydrangeas that you can see right now from Yosa. He has a gorgeous hydrangea bush in his front yard with this beautiful dark pink flowers, and he was generous enough to bring us some cuttings, so I got some. I have 3 of those. And then my friend Chris also gave me some cuttings of some of his roses, which I have to figure out how to care for them properly. I had, you know, done some things that I watched online, but I'm gonna watch a few more videos to make sure I'm doing this right. And I have some few newer seeds in here that I got in the swap, and people just left in here since I hosted, so I'm gonna take some time organizing out of that too. Also putting away some of my seeds that I had things all out like this. This is from last year, what I was just harvesting, throwing them in jars because I didn't have time after they dried, but I'm gonna take them off of the jars and put them to the little envelopes and try to get organized this year and not think too much about the rat situation. Usually doing stuff like that usually helps me calm down, so that's what I'm going to be doing for the next couple hours. But hopefully I'll get this place a little bit more organized too, and I will make sure to give you guys updates on the cuttings. I don't know where I'm gonna put them yet, but they're very beautiful. Maybe next year in the front yard, I don't know. We just want to make sure they survive. So I'll be reading more about how to do that too. Oh, there's one more project I want to do. I was going to share with you guys tonight instead of filming this video. I was going to film the plot one in the morning, this tonight, because I have a little bit more time, but I might not be able to do it right now, but I'm going to show you just a second what I wanted to do. So I've got these eggshells here, been collecting them, and I have boiled them, and I was gonna bake them into my little toaster. That's why they're in this tray. And I was going to try to make a natural garden amendment. I have in the past used eggshells just crushed up in the garden, but then I heard that they don't really work, at least not immediately. It might take like a long time for their calcium to break down and actually feed the soil. So a faster way I learned from Korean natural farming is to actually put them in vinegar, and then the vinegar will help breaking down and making the calcium more available. So I'm going to be using apple cider vinegar because it's also important that it's a vinegar that has a mother that's still alive. so that, because the enzyme and microbes in there also help with the process, and that will feed the soil. So, and then when you make that kind of calcium solution, so I'm gonna bake this, I'm gonna grind it, and then I'm going to pour apple cider vinegar over it and let it steep for, I don't remember right now, maybe a couple weeks, and then drain it and just use that. I don't know if you drain it actually, maybe you use with the shells. I'll keep you updated, I'm not sure, I'm still learning, but I had all this eggshell, so I wanted to do it. But then you use that as a little diluted solution to feed your plant. So I'll put like, I think the ratio is like 1 teaspoon or tablespoon of water, of, you know, that for a gallon of water. So just a little bit, even though you're adding vinegar in there and all of that, but that would just be sort of an extra amendment. But with this much eggshells, you can just make, you know, maybe, I don't know, a little container that will last you through the season. So I'm gonna try that. Not making a video about it because not gonna have a lot of time, plus it's my first time. Might as well, I should probably make it, see how it works, and then if it works well, I'll share with you guys on the process. But just let you know that I'm trying this. And I'm going to end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. If you're curious about our little rat problem last year in our battle, I will link a video here so you can watch that next. Not that I'm proud of it, but just so you know what I tried to do last year too. I'll let you know how it goes this year. So thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you next time.